Hello everyone, welcome to the review of Unit 5, Nicotine, Past and Present. Now in the previous section, we talked about a discovery in Utah about in this fire pit. Archaeologists saw that there was some tobacco seeds in the bottom of this, which suggested about 12,000 years ago, people still got their tobacco fix. And just like people today are still fond of tobacco products, nicotine, and different forms of cigarettes or chew or different methods. Fond.
Fond.
Recently, there's very popular for e-cigarettes, and the US FDA basically kind of outlined the benefits of tobacco-flavored e-cigarettes that really kind of have better benefits that outweigh the negatives. Outweigh.
Outweigh.
It's remained to be seen that maybe archaeologists in the future, 12,000 years or more, will look at the remnants of e-cigarettes and kind of, wonder what to make of our technology and how we do it. Just like we are looking back in the past at how ancient, hunter-gatherers collected their tobacco, how they used it, whether in a fire or chewed it or something like that. Remnant.
Remnant.
Wonder what to make of.
Wonder what to make of.
The health, risk for hunter-gatherers 12,000 years ago was less because the average lifespan was about 3 decades or 30 years or so. Much younger than our generation and people nowadays, living 80, 90, many reaching 100. So I wanted to ask you is, what do you think is the most common reason people actually start to smoke?
I think it's mostly for social reasons, probably.
Okay.
I mean, as a non-smoker, I can't imagine anybody really wanting to smoke.
Right.
Just the smell. If you're not used to it at first, it's it's not a very pleasant thing. But as a teenager, if when people start young, if your friends are doing it or if your parents doing it, I think that's probably one of the most common reasons. So even as you mentioned before, your friends who smoke all go out together to smoke and you stay behind. So I think that if enough of your friends or if somebody that you really like otherwise is going out to smoke and you're kind of removed from that social experience, that's one reason to start smoking and to kind of get into that circle of people. So I think it's probably mostly social, or that's my philosophy.
Yeah. Definitely you mentioned one part about, young kids being impressioned about older people smoking. Maybe it looks cool. The media has some effect to that. Right. I think that's why, at least in Korea, on almost every movie and TV show, it's still blurred. You can see them holding it, but when they go to smoke, the action is blurred. And, I at first thought that was a little bit silly because in America, they just show it all, but there's always a strong message to children, to young people. Don't smoke. And there's rules even here in Korea about graphic images on the packages, what it can do to you if you have too much tobacco or nicotine. But I think you're totally correct about it being social. I can't think of any other reason. Adults say, whether they're addicted or not, that it's maybe comforting or relaxing to the nerves, which children don't know that.
Yeah.
You don't start it because it's calming. Your body begins to get calmed. But, and I think that's one of the reasons why it's so difficult to quit.
Definitely.
People don't realize physically they become addicted. They need it to remain calm, stress-free.
Yeah. The reason that you continue smoking is different from the reason that you start. So once you start, calming of the nerves and having something to do with your hands or your mouth. So people say that they gain weight when they stop smoking because they start eating mindlessly instead of smoking mindlessly.
Right.
And so the reasons to continue smoking are things like addiction and how it makes you feel and things like that. But I don't think that's why people start.
Right. Absolutely. Well, hopefully you can find alternatives or ways of these e-cigarettes to maybe help adults to start, stopping and find some way to recover.
And healthier ways of doing it.
At least that's what the FDA is trying to promote. So, All right, well, that's it for our review and for this unit, and we'll see you on the next one.